Good evening, good afternoon, good everything. This is Reginal Drummer, the peopleologist, author of the book, Find and Focus, Follow Up and Finish. You can find it anywhere that books are sold. Uh, Tonight, it's a special show. Anytime we're talking about things that can help us in the community, the whole point of staying ready and being ready and preparing ourselves for pretty much any type of situation is something that we focus on. Uh, well, when you think about veterans, they kind of put a stamp on being prepared and protecting and always being prepared for whatever comes around. Our veterans are people that are trained by the armed forces to be ready and protect the country or the interests of the country. Well, on Veterans Day, which was yesterday, uh, we continue our celebration because we're going to entertain a couple of veterans. I've talked to veterans that I went to boot camp with, some veterans I was on the ship with, and then some veterans I met a little bit later in life. So we're going to be joined tonight by those veterans. And also, I want to put this out there: all veterans, any veteran that's in the country on Monday, Golden Corral, 4:30, 4:30 to about 9 p.m. There should be not one veteran that goes hungry. If you know a veteran or you are a veteran and you didn't know, now you know. Well, this is Reginald Drummer. I'm going to bring a couple of guys on board, bring them on into the picture for everybody that's joining us over on Facebook and Instagram. You want to come on over to Square Mile Media Atlanta and log in. I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe over here at Square Mile Media Atlanta. So I'm gonna be bringing a couple of veterans on board, and they'll say a little bit about themselves. I'm gonna just go through them real quick, and what I'm gonna do, fellas, as I see y'all in there, I'm gonna just call your names out, and then you'll do a little introduction of yourself about who you are, the branch of the service that we were in, and what you're currently doing. I guess I can start up here on my corner. What's up there, brother Eric Moore down there in Florida? Dad's on duty trainer. Billy Buck, coming to see
Good evening,
111.
good evening,
Yes,
good evening, good evening. Um,
yes.
Being a veteran of the United States Army, 19 Echo turned 19 Kilo, tanker of United States Army. Um, did my time, got out in 1988. So been a veteran for a while now. I appreciate the opportunity tonight to share anything we need to be talking about with the veterans. So glad to be aboard.
Thank you there, brother Eric. Thanks for your service. Is that brother Don Woods? What's up? What's going on down in Florida?
Hey, man, nothing going on. First of all, good evening to everyone, to all the veterans that's on the show tonight. As Reggie said, my name is Don Wooten. I hail from North Carolina. I served United States Army 21 years and retired in 1998 down at Fort Bragg, which is now Fort Liberty.
Wow.
Yes. And it was a joy and an honor to serve the American people. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for your service. Thanks for you.
All
Is
right.
that brother James? What's up there, brother James Stiggins?
What's up there, Reggie? How you doing?
Doing great.
Good evening to all my veteran brothers.
Yeah.
United States Army. I was a Spec 4, served from 81 to 84. I was a 76 Whiskey. That's Petroleum Supply Special. Used to refuel combat helicopters.
All
Retired
right.
from the U.S. Postal Service now.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yes,
Mr. Billy Buck, how you doing, brother? What's up there in the Philly area?
What's up, brother Reggie? I'm
Yeah.
here in sunny New Jersey.
Okay.
E6, retired AZ1, did 20 years. Started from being an ABH, to retiring as an AZ1 in F-14 squadron. So did a few years as a contractor up in Norfolk. Then I moved up here to Jersey, where I'm from, due to a love. And I'm currently working for the state of New Jersey, Department of Human Services. Got about 3 more years to retire from there, and I'm done.
All right.
Ah, yes. And Brother Billy Buck, we was in boot camp together.
Yeah, Company 111.
Yes.
We had a good time.
Well, it's definitely good to have you brothers on board. I think my ear set was coming out here, but can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you, man.
We got you.
Okay. Well, because I might have to log out and come back in, but I know you guys are capable of holding it down until I come back, because I think this headset went off and got a little, I can't hear. But Brother Eric, maybe you can tell them a little bit about yourself, what you're doing, lead us out, keep us going till I come back in, okay?
Okay.
All right. Give me a second.
For the most part, since I got out, I've been in the film business, and I got out of the film business. I mean, I got out of the Army in 1998, moved to Atlanta, and got into the film business there. And I've been actually training people about the film business for the last 10 years or so, doing that, working on a couple of projects now, working on one we just shot before I left Atlanta to come to Florida called The Winner back in Atlanta. And we're trying to get that in the Atlanta Film Festival here coming up. So we got some editing to do on that, and we should be able to hold that down. We should be able to get it in there, hopefully, if we get a couple more things done. And I don't know if we have time. I may get a chance to play the trailer if I can find it before we get off air there. But that's what I've been doing. It's been the film business there. And one thing that's been great about the military that has helped me to even be in the film business is the thing that I think a lot of the my fellow veterans who would agree with me on is working as a team, and how important it is to have people that know their job and do their job and come to work and give it everything they've got every day. It's been such a help for me in the film business that it just has allowed me to grow and learn so much about it, to be able to now and train other people coming into the industry and giving them a chance to be able to get themselves started with it. So I'm just grateful for having an opportunity to do that, and that's what I've been doing as of late. You back with us, Drummer?
Yeah, thank you there, Brother Eric. That's a good intro of what you're currently doing, and how you helping out in the community. You know, that's a good thing about veterans. When we come back, nobody really has to tell us to get in the game, you know? I mean, most of us already, because we've been trained to get in the game. But the other brothers, Brother Don, Brother Billy, James, I know we had Black Peel on here too. I think he dropped. But either one of you fellas can go into some of the things you're doing currently as a veteran, and even well, let me do this so you guys will know what I did. I just thought about that. Okay.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
what are you doing?
yes, me and Billy Buck, we was in the same company C-111 down in Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
So, and matter of fact, I missed the reunion because he found me on Facebook, and I said, man, you know, I just came out of high school. And when you come out of high school, you don't know nothing, you ain't been nowhere, you ain't seen nothing. And I was down there, and then from there, I went out to San Diego, but I was in the Navy. And when I joined the Navy, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the band. Then they said, you'll be E1 for the rest of your life. Because those guys, they die. You don't move up in rank. So I saw these earphones, and they turned out to be sonar techs. So that's what I did in the Navy. I looked for submarines. I went out to San Diego,
and I did 4 years active and about 6 reserve. And currently, a lot of the skills that I learned in the Navy, I've been able to apply them in life. I'm gonna share a story. I always got a story. One of the first jobs I ever got when I got out the Navy. I went a year when I got out and didn't work nowhere. A whole year, I didn't even work. I thought I had retired. And I found out the checks weren't coming. So, I went a whole year. But anyway, my first job was a security job. And the guy asked me, he said, Mr. Drummer, he said, I had to meet you. He said, you done did everything but died, been everywhere but hell, and saw everybody but God, and you got an excuse why you didn't see him. You ran a little late. And so that was my first job as a security guard, because, in the military, you done did everything. I've pretty much from the rooter to the tutor, from one part of the ship to the other part of the ship, man. But anyway, and currently I'm self-employed, been self-employed, 30, 40 years, detailing business, auto window tinting, and then working with groups and organizations like myself and Brother Eric, Brother James, Dad's on duty, Victor Violence. We've been really involved in the community. So that's what I'm doing. And then the book, Find and Focus, Follow Up and Finish. So we just, put it all up against the wall. Either one of you brothers, James, Billy, or Brother Don, get in there and just share with us what you're currently doing and how it's working for you.
Well, I'm down here in Fort Myers, Florida. So, Eric, what part of Florida you in?
Fort Walton Beach area.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm over here on the Gulf side. But anyway, I've been down here since 2019. That's when I retired from HUD out of Atlanta. And coming down here, getting used to this Florida heat.
What? Don't even talk about it, because when I first got down here last year, I said, man, these people down here wearing this black, they wasn't sweating, they wasn't doing nothing. I'm down here pouring down, look like rain on me. And then I look up and see these people, and a year later, I'm looking at these folks coming down here, they sweating, and I'm not the one sweating now.
Yes, I know what you mean. And as everyone know, we had that bad hurricane to come through. That was my first and the worst. I was in it. But since being down here in Florida since 2019, I got into the teaching business with the school district down here doing the substitute teaching. And I was really amazed with what's lacking in the school system, guys. And it's worse now than it was when I came down in 2019. That was pre-COVID. Discipline is lacking. Respect. And it just, there's very little learning going on in the classroom.
Wow.
Yes. And the only thing that I saw would get their attention, that I was in the service.
Really?
Yes. That's the only thing that caught those kids' attention. They would say, Mr. Wooten, they said that you was in the Army. And the first thing they asked, did you kill anybody? And I would have to respond, not lately. Would you like to be first?
There you go.
Yeah.
And then it was off to the races. Then I had their attention, right? But also, before leaving Atlanta, I was in a church there called Ebenezer United Holiness Church, and we had we still got it. It's a program called the Men's Ministry, where we meet on the fourth Saturday of each month, 9:30 to 10:30, and we talk on subjects on how to be a better man. taking a good man and making him a better man for God. And that's what is lacking in our communities, in our homes, in our walk of life. The men fulfilling their rightful place in society.
Don, I just want to just share that, that's something that's so critical and needed for us, because somehow or another we got away, and somebody, we as men had given power to somebody that say, let us be men. And I'm just like, what kind of stupid stuff is that? Let a man be a man. Can you imagine telling any woman, oh, I'm gonna let you be a woman today? How's that gonna go over?
Is that before she hit you or after she hit you?
Okay, you feel my point. So there's no such animal. So my thing is that first off, we gotta let that whole narrative go away, because you can't let somebody be who God made them to be. That's the first thing. Right, you can get in the way of us doing what we do as men, but don't say, let me be a man. You can't make me be who I am.
That's right.
Period.
Amen.
Let's just stop the narrative.
And I just wrote down some notes here. Being a Black veteran in America means what and to who?
Good question.
And the reason I pose that question to myself and to us as we walk around, do you know a lot of times our own people, I'm talking Black people, they don't even realize what we've done.
No.
And who we done it for.
Exactly. They don't understand. They don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing that I think that, to me, that our country should be almost like a lot of countries that are growing around the world, to me, and that is, it needs to be a commitment that you have to do military service for at minimum 3 years, because that's what you got over there in Israel going. You want to know why they can get 360,000 people? See, we sitting here and all like that's like that. That's because nationally, everybody has to go, men and women.
That's right. That's right.
So if we do that here in America, I think there will be a greater respect for our country. I think a lot of discipline will come back to us. So, and I don't want to hear you talking about no backdoor draft. We had a draft in this country. My grandfather, my father were drafted.
Yes.
So let's not talk about this backdoor. Let's just reenact what we already have on the books. See, we done got away from that here in this country. Like there's something wrong with joining the military. We want to say great service. You know what? Let's make it for everybody moving forward. And I think that we'll have a lot more discipline issues will stop.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with both of you brothers on that part. That's going to be one of the questions that we throw out there as veterans. But I wanted to get the other two brothers to get in there a little bit, drop that on us, because after we done been trained and all this type stuff, without me going deep, even back in the 1900s when the brothers first picked up weapons, we were the brothers that protected people during the lynching years, Jim Crow years, the brothers that came back from World War I, World War II. World War I was the first group of brothers to come back fully armed, capable of being fully armed. But with that being said, Brother John finished up, and then Brother James and Brother Billy, I want to hear what y'all doing out there. When we're gonna drop this thing, bring us all back in there. Okay, that sounds good.
Sounds
That's good.
And what I want to finish up on is that I think about all of the Black veterans that have gone on before me. You see, I was able to do my time in service by standing on their shoulders. And that was one of the things that kept me going. I could not let their service be in vain. I could not waste the opportunity to be the best that I could be. Thank you.
That's right.
Brother James.
getting to me at this point, Reggie. What I'm doing is I retired from the postal service, and like Doc said, that unity of having coworkers and a lot of veterans that work there with me
Yes.
helped me to go out in the community. Now I have an organization called Men's of Sandtown, and I work with the HOA board and the community to bring information and help guide the service of us helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when some young men or a guy in the community need help, you shouldn't have to call your family across town. You should be able to walk next door and just ask. And as a community, we should be able to help each other and uphold each other. Whereas, so our community could be together like when I grew up. That's the way it was. Everybody help everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I go into school and mentor the kids in the school before the pandemic. And I had Reggie and Doc with me to educate the kids how important it was to be in that seat. That somebody had to give up something for them to have an opportunity to come there and learn and take those tools and go out and help somebody else. And you didn't get that freely. You had to earn that. So it's very important that you listen and pay attention because the world always got something for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to know how to navigate with the tools that you put in your toolbox.
All right.
And I got on Doc, like I said, his call, and that is, we call it the toolbox. You put information in your toolbox so that when it's time to use it, you can pull it out and you can go to work. And these are the things that we need to bring to the community, to the forefront. That as veterans, this is what we do. You know, we sacrifice our life for our country, but we come back to also sacrifice our service for our country and our community.
Yes. It does not stop.
Thank you there, Brother James. Brother Billy Buck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Basically, after I retired from the Navy, I've been trying to keep busy. I've been kept busy. I got into the world of as a contractor, doing software installs, meeting people. But then I did that for about 13 years. Got laid off when they had that sequestration with the budget and everything. And then something got me where I moved back up to New Jersey, where I was from. I was down in Norfolk, Virginia, lived there 17 years, including time in the service and after retirement. Then I came home to when I rekindled a relationship with my high school sweetheart. And it was a good thing because it must have been destiny because, I mean, prior to that, I mean, I believed in God, but I wasn't going to church. I thanked him for things I had, but I wasn't going to church. Then, but my second wife, she was deep into this the church in the local town I actually went to high school with. I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey, but I ended up finishing high school in Hightstown, New Jersey, which is a small hick town. You know, I say hick town. It was back in the day. They had some issues, but it got me to learn as I got into church. And I'm getting getting more into it. I joined the church. I've learned some things, how to better for myself, learn how to communicate with people. I don't communicate like I probably should, but I try to keep myself in the church and keep busy. And when the pandemic happened, like prior to the pandemic, I used to come to church service and take my little whatever Samsung phone I had, and I would record the service on my phone. And the church had a Facebook page, and I would post the service on parts of the service on the Facebook page. Yeah. And then the pandemic happened, and they shut everything down. Pastor called me for a few days after the pandemic started, and asked me if I can do that on a weekly basis, like come record the service and go home and upload the whole service for the congregation so they wouldn't miss anything. Good. And that started with my phone, and then it started with we figured out a way to use a camcorder. Got a YouTube studio, and then now we had the ceiling collapse in our sanctuary. Oh, my pastor come up with an idea. We had to replace it. Got recessed lights, got cameras put in, got a studio put in.
Good.
So now I'm streaming our church service every Sunday to our congregation.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was amazing. I'm like me, it's been a while since me and Drummer run around, but I was a quiet one in boot camp. And I've been quiet all my life, but to step out in front for my church and get my hands dirty, going through the process, keeping everybody in line, everybody saying thank you for bringing them church. And now I'm doing this thing I'm a walking deacon.
All right.
Something I never thought I would do. I mean,
Good
the
for
first
you.
time they asked me, I was no, because like I said, I usually lay back, quiet. I'm able to help, but I don't want to be out there in front.
Mhm.
So I even joined the male chorus. So every first Sunday we're singing, the male chorus is singing, so I'm in the male choir. And it's
Yeah, that's good.
it's just amazing to learn how to communicate with people and help out with people. Right now, for me, everyone in our church, when I go to, we dish out vegetables and stuff every Thursday. I'm one of the few males that's in the service. We like as many. If you go to church, you know you have more women in the church than you have males. So we have quite a few women. Now the males, so I'm there on Thursday, helping them dish out. One of the other males go down, pick up the groceries, bring them back. I get there because I'm still working for the state of New Jersey. So by the time I get from work, get to the church, help them unload, and then I help them clean up. So it's just I'm looking forward to the completion of my walk as I learn the word, learn how to communicate, get out into the community.
Yes.
I haven't fully gotten out into the community, but I know that's something I need to do because this, like y'all all said, we need it because our youth is just ridiculous. It's crazy. I live around. If I wake up, get up in the morning, first thing I look at is the news, and all you hear is the shootings in New Jersey, especially in Philly. Oh my, it's crazy, ridiculous. All the shootings we have of our black brothers and sisters, especially the brothers around. Not only Philly, I go down to Virginia Beach, see my kids, Norfolk, Newport News. I mean, anywhere you go, you can see it. So, and we just have to do our part. And one of the things I do for when I work for the state of New Jersey, all I do is take care of the incoming mail, sort it, open it, and deliver it. But that can be easy. So what I do when I would do my walk around delivering the mail, I go and we in a big old building, got 4 sections. I go in almost every room in that door, and I speak to people, talk to them, see how they doing. They have issues going on, birthdays, a death in the family. You know, I just try my best to brighten up their day and have a conversation because they open up to me, and we just have a conversation. It could probably take me 30 minutes to deliver the mail, but believe me, it takes me about 2 hours for me to deliver the mail. Because I like to talk to people and they like to talk to me. But if they don't see me every day, where you been? Can I take a day off?
Now, when you're doing God's work, you never get a day off doing God's work.
All right now.
Every day, all the time.
And my wife get upset because sometimes I'll be feeling like a little ill. It's like, you gonna stay home? No, I need to go to work. Because people will be missing me. So, and I love it.
We always on duty.
Uplift people, keep them hot spirited. People that don't get along with each other, they don't get along with each other, but they get along with Mr. Bill.
Good. What I mean, I'm saying, guys, that's the thing that we have to do a lot of times. We have to go ahead and pick up the torch about what we need to do in our community, and we can be those voice of reasoning. We can be those godlike figures that these young men need to see. They need to understand that everything is not just about TikTok and what's on the social media and stuff. I mean, they have real examples around them to do the things that they need to do. And you know what? I'm grateful for having an opportunity to have a father that was in the service, a grandfather that was in the service, and just example of other men that just did things in life. I mean, we solve problems for ourselves, for our families and stuff, and we just continue to do that. And that's what we need to do. And I'm just saying, I'm grateful and humble that you brothers have done that thing by following your hearts and, following God's will, because that's something else that we're missing from the community. People don't want to talk about God because we scared. You know what? I ain't worried about the people who don't believe in God. They're not listening to you no way. I'm here to encourage the ones who do want to talk about God.
There you go. Amen,
I'm
brother.
worried about the ones who don't want to talk about them. So thank you, brother, for giving me, your spiritual, guidance that you guys are doing. It's a good example for people to hear. So I just want to say thanks.
Yeah. And well, thank all you brothers. One of the things about the military, it gets people from different backgrounds to work together. One of the things, I played in the band, but when I got in the military, I saw guys from everywhere.
Yes.
Iowa, Arkansas, all around.
That's
And when I got on the ship, I met some more guys, and you build a community, and you learn quick and you learn fast. Many of us have adapted a lot quicker. Like you said, Billy Buck, you go into a situation, you immediately get to the top, because everybody else, they might be moving a little slow, act like they got all year to do something. So that sense of urgency that's in us is not in a lot of people. It's something that you said earlier, Brother Eric. I believe that they need to implement, especially men. 16 years old, you need to go in the military. I mean, because especially now, because you lose a lot. Even if you're not spiritual, when you get out of the military, you're gonna be a little bit spiritual. At some point, you go say a prayer. In boot camp, I remember being down there in we was down in Orlando. It was hot as I don't know what. It's 110 degrees. I saw so many people fall out, and when I went to boot camp, I was sorry. I played in the band. I had never ran a mile. And when I within the time of boot camp I finished, I learned to swim. Matter of fact, I've jumped in 3 of the oceans: Atlantic, Pacific, and the Indian. And I wouldn't do it today, but I learned that in the Navy. And working with people, because when you're on a ship, I was on a small ship, 300 people. I knew everybody on the ship. I learned a lot of skills on that ship. I learned to gamble. I learned to hustle. I learned everybody's job, because that's how I made extra money. Billy Buck, I would stand by for people's duty. I get 100 to stand by for your duty, because the time we hit a port, everybody wanted to go out. So the first day, I would stand your duty. That meant as an E4, I would be sometimes doing the job as an E1. It didn't matter, because that brother might pay me $200, so he can hit the beach. So you learn a lot in the military that a lot of people don't know. Those soft skill sets. We see it, Eric, James. When we go into these schools, a lot of the brothers are like, I'm not saying they look like they've been dumbed down. They don't know how to do a lot. They just like this, looking for somebody to tell them what to do.
Exactly.
And we can come in and we can make stuff happen. Like I said, when that guy told me, he said, "Man, you sound like you did everything but die." I mean, and folk were, some of the regular guys, they was like, I was moving too fast for them. I mean, back then I was like 20 something, so I was making guys look like they shouldn't even came to work.
I think about it, brother. When I was in, they came up. We used to have a saying: we do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
That's right,
That's a fact. That's not no BS. That's true. I mean, the good thing is that I came out of high school, went to college for a year, and then joined the Army, and I was like, you know, I was a sprinter. I was a football player. Running a mile, I was like, you out your mind? Man, I don't even want to carry nothing. So, it's like, it's one of them funny things, Drummer, talk about making money. Well, I was a designated driver when I was in because I didn't drink. So I figured that, and I was stationed at Fort Knox, and we used to go down to Louisville. And what used to happen down there was that guys would go out drinking on the weekend, and I just sad to say a couple of weekends, in about 3 weekends in a row, we lost like about 6 soldiers.
Yeah.
So we had a formation, and they said straight up, if you go to Louisville from now on, you better have a designated driver. I raised my hand. I said, I'll make me some of that money Drummer talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
I went out to clubs in their place, and guess what? Didn't pay to get in, didn't pay for nothing to eat, didn't pay for nothing to drink. I just had to bring drunk soldiers back home. That was my hustle.
All right.
Wow.
Hey, Eric, I did my basic at Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Oh my goodness.
Permanent party. I was in the 194th Armored Brigade.
That was my unit when I graduated. I was at D11. I was a tank commander teaching the Marines to take over the M60 because we were getting the M1s.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. When I was a tank commander, when I got out of basic training, my first job was training Marines to take over the M60 tanks that we was turning over. See, people don't realize the military, we don't get rid of nothing. We don't get rid of nothing. That's right. We do. So when they talk all this budget stuff, I'm sitting here laughing because I'm like, yeah, they talk all this budget stuff like they just gonna wipe out all them tanks and get some new ones. Nope. Right. Them M60s are now being used by the military and other units around the world. But yeah, that was my first job at D11, was training over there. And then when I left there, I went down to the Slave Brigade, the 194, the ball and chain. Yes. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. That's real. That's real. Do you have to run up agony and misery?
I sure did. I met them.
Boy, I can't do nothing but drive on them now because that's all I'm gonna do. And I'm not even driving in them in the tanks no more. Nope. Misery and agony and Yano Range.
Yes. And
hey, brothers.
Yeah, they moved on. Yeah, they moved it down there for some weird reason.
Yeah, they put it with the infantry school.
Oh well, yeah, we need them.
That what they said is armor and infantry needed to be together, so they do all of that at Fort Benning.
Yeah, I saw the tanks when I went home there a couple of years back, and I saw the tanks out there, and I was like, wow, them were the M1 tanks there. Yeah. Mind you, we were changing over to those when I was in. And we was in the M1 E1s, the experimental ones that they had. So yeah, they change over. And it's interesting now. Israel is actually using this McCarver tank, which looks like a new M1 tank by all stretch of imaginations. But what people may not realize and notice that we trained with Israeli tankers back then because they are still some of the best tankers on the planet.
Yeah,
that's just a fact. So we train with them. We trained with some of the, I want to say, even believe it or not, some Iranian people at the time, because they weren't necessarily enemies like that, the way they're doing stuff now. But we trained with a lot of international people back then. And that's one thing that's really good about it, the military, is that you get a chance to meet other cultures around the world and what they are. Yeah. Because as committed as we are to our country, everybody is just as committed to theirs. Yes. And that's why I really, truly hope that we actually decide that we make it a standard that these young people have to go and be in the military. That number one, that would strengthen our military as a whole. I think like I said, we get a great discipline going across the country, and there will be a lot more respect for what we do and what our country goes through. When we start to be a part of these international conflicts, we will have a lot less protests here, and then people will start understanding and what our strategic interest is around the world. So, I just want to say my hat's off to, you guys and what's going on out there. And, it's just great understanding and hearing from other veterans as well.
Good stuff.
Drummer, did we lose Drummer? Drummer muted himself.
Oh, as men, sorry about that, fellas. You don't have to, but as men, especially coming out of the military, I don't care what it is. Government, schools, anything. You can drop us in there. The ministry, you can drop us in there, and we can take control because we're used to handling people. You know, prior to going into the military, I was in the band. They wouldn't even make me the section leader because I didn't know how to lead nobody. I could play, but I couldn't get nobody else to do nothing. But when I got in the military, they gave me, I think I was E4, and I had about 5 or 6 E1s and 2s. To have people work for you. Right. And especially at an early age, a lot of people, you might get it at McDonald's, something like that, but you're responsible for these people. I had, matter of fact, I was the only black guy in my division, 40-something folk in my division. I was the only black guy. Wow. And I had 5 white guys, all of them were druggies. This is before they started taking the urine test. And they, man, I can think of their names now. One, he got written up for falling asleep on the beach and getting sunburned. Now,
damaging government property.
Yeah, damaging government property. And they would go out and fight and come back. Their hands all blooded, face all tore up. And I would have to work with these guys that just finished fighting each other, trying to kill each other the night before. So, and then so I had to. The thing that kept it all in check was they didn't look at me as a black guy. They looked at me as a E4 that was in charge of them.
Yes.
So So you learn a lot. Where when I came back, especially coming back to the South, a lot of jobs, because a lot of brothers, I was like 23, 24. They were not used to telling white boys what to do. And then some of the white guys were looking like, because they hadn't been around black people that were assertive. So a lot of times the military helps us because we come right in the door doing this stuff. In leadership, I mean, folk could get upset, they could get mad, but Eric, you'd have seen it. James, you'd have seen. We go in the door. And we already in charge. You was just holding it down till I showed up, buddy.
It's funny you say that because if you think about Lloyd Austin, the black Secretary of Defense that's in charge of all our military now and stuff.
Yes, right.
I watched a little short, I want to say a 60-minute thing with him about 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Right.
And mind you, at one point we had a brother that was in charge of the Air Force, the Army, the Marine, and the Secretary. All of them was in charge. And went forward. And one thing, Lord Austin was when he would pull some of the agencies together to try to do something. They didn't know before. He's probably more so known now only because what was going on in the war. But he used to have to send generals in there a lot of time with his briefing to read the stuff because these people didn't even really know who he was, because they don't expect somebody to be in a leadership position to be a black man. They just didn't expect that. And he had mentioned that. So, it's interesting that, these positions and stuff, they, just like Drummer said, they teach you, number one, how to be leaders, and they give you an opportunity to do that. But as anything, we all know we got to lead by example. Yeah. We got to lead by, we got to number one. That's why, even to this day, I can tell all them soldiers on there, all the military people, we don't do late. There is no such thing in the military as late. It's just not.
No.
It's just, and people today, they don't get that. They like, what do you mean? I take my time. I says, no. We had something in the Army called hurry up and wait.
Yes.
And so if your call is, and that's the same way I do on the film sets. It's like I tell them, if your call time says it's 0600, you get there at 0545. Yeah. Start it at 6 o'clock. You don't get there, you get started.
There you go.
So I mean, it's just interesting though, that thing there. So when you talk about being in charge of people, I think about what Austin was talking about on that thing, and it was just interesting, boy. I mean, it was like, wow, these black men in charge of the military. Just real interesting. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Hey guys, something just hit me, and I want to bring this to you. We know what the climate is now in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like everyone has gone to their corner and they waiting for the bell to ring to go out and fight it out. We have been military and been in this service and so forth. We know about racial issues and so forth. But one of the things that I learned and the way I was raised, I'm like I said, I'm from North Carolina, is I don't have a problem with my race.
No,
I don't have a problem.
Right.
But if someone else got a problem with it, and that's what it is, it's their problem.
It's their problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't fix them.
No, you never fix them.
No.
And so I don't make that my business or my priority to fix them. Now, when they take their problem and try to make it my problem, now we got a problem.
Now we got a problem. Exactly. Well, it's like I say, my saying is this: you can feel any way you want, but that don't change facts.
Right.
You can feel any way you want. It don't change the facts. And if I'm in charge and I just happen to be a black man, I'm in charge. That means you're going to follow. If I'm over you, you're going to follow what I say, or you're going to go.
Yep.
It's about the mission.
That's
about
the job.
the mission.
That's the job. You ain't got to like me. You got to respect my position. That's
And
it.
I think that's what the military did. The military was one of the first agencies to actually integrate people, black and white people, especially. You know, when World War I, the Civil War, they was a little scared to get a brother some guns. Okay. World War I, they started giving the brothers some guns. World War II, they had to give the brothers some guns because you know, it was a whole lot of stuff. There was a lot of folk getting shot and killed and all this stuff. By the time Vietnam came, you know, it is what it is. But one of the things that we did learn by integrating the military, I think that came under Eisenhower, it put people in close position with each other, black and white. Even today, black people, white people, if I'm in a bar and I'm talking to a soldier, he could be white, and we got something in common. We talk just like we talking. They be like, man, America going to hell in a handbasket. You know, because we got something in common because we serve the country, even when it comes down to the flag. However we look at the flag and different things, we understand authority and respect of the flag, even though it's a flag. You know, there's certain things I'm not going to do to the flag. Okay,
That's right.
You know, this period. And you learn authority. It becomes easier to respect authority. If I go into, you could be the head of McDonald's, and you know I'm talking to you. You know, I want to see the manager, but you know we respect authority now, and we've learned about the placement of authority. So it makes it easier for us to do things. Most time you get a military person, they got no problem going up, down, or sideways the chain of command. You tell them, okay, who in charge? He in charge? Okay.
We're gonna talk to him.
Yeah, we ready to roll. What's the mission? But you know, today I've gone in places where people either were afraid to be in charge, they were scared to be in charge. They was like, you know, I can't really talk to him because he kind of hot temper. Well, you know, they didn't play that in the military. You had a hot temper, whoever was you know, they would go settle it. You know, at some point that temper is gonna get under control. Your attitude is gonna get in check. So these are some things that we learned in the military.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I want to bring it back to what Eric was saying earlier. You're right. That is what is missing in society right now.
Yeah.
And the military was able to put that in its men of the country. Because number one is processes that don't make no difference who you are, where you from. They work because the process works.
It's like they couldn't, you know, Drummer was talking about being young and stuff. Here I was out of basic training. Now, mind you, I'm an E2 when I get out of basic training. I go in as an E1. I come out of E2 basic training. I'm over here teaching Marines and sergeants about this tank they know nothing about. Because even though it was set up, now mind you, it was set up, the A3s and the M60 tanks was set up so that if you had a third grade education, you can get in there and shoot and kill something.
Right.
You follow
Okay.
me?
Gotcha.
But your thing is that you still got to learn the process of how it works. You know, you got your gunner. If you're the tanker, you got your gunner there. You got your loading. You got your driver. You got to be able to shoot, move, shoot on the move, get us out of there, communicate, and keep us safe. See, the responsibility, you still in charge of 3 other people and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you taking orders and following that so that you can get your mission accomplished and bring everybody back home.
All right.
So it's if you learn the basics of that and you understand that processes are there, which that's not what the young people are getting nowadays.
That's right.
I think it's more about how you feel. And I'm like, you can feel any way you want, but if a process works, the process works. Doesn't matter how you feel.
Well, fellas, you know what? Man, you know we need more time. You know we need more time. We can talk all day, all this type stuff, but I wanted to go around one last shot, give you guys about a minute apiece, just to put out something that you want to put out, what you're doing, how you can get involved with what you're doing, or anything like that, okay?
Sounds good.
And we can start. Let's start with James or Billy Buck. What you got there, Billy Buck? What's going on up there in you in New Jersey or Philly? I know you up north. I know it's cold up there, but what's going on and how we can get in touch with you?
In New Jersey. I mean, like I'm trying to break my ground into getting into things and learn. And it was a good thing to be on here with you brothers to see and hear how things can be done. And just like I try to go around and talk to folks like we all know in the military, we learn how to organize.
Yes.
It's like I work for the state of New Jersey, and I tell folks for the last 6 years, 7 years, I shake my head because the organization of working for the state Department of Human Service is crazy, but they trying to get better, trying to get more organized. You know how we used to do a lot of things on paper, now trying to get like all technical. They trying to do that, so that's what I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to get my feet wet as I get done working taking this walk as a deacon. And I get into the circle, and I can learn some more from the brothers that we have in the church. Because I know for me, I'm behind, but I'm waiting. I'm trying to do my best to learn like some of the things that y'all doing. Get out into the community, do some things. Kind of like I'm laid back and scared, but I know something needs to be done because we need to help our youth. I was talking to them. I got 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. And I was talking to my daughter the other day. I'm afraid for our youth today. The world that we leaving to our children and our grandchildren. I got 3 grandkids. So some of us need, y'all are getting out there. I know I need to get out there. And that's my goal, is to get out there and try to mentor all our kids. Kids, as I touch them, come across them, speak to them, just to guide them on the right track, because it's not easy out here for our youth today.
Oh no.
Thank you there, brother Billy Buck. Appreciate all you do, brother. C111. And keep up the good work up there, brother James.
Yeah, brother John. How you doing? What I'd like to tell you about, you can reach out to me on my Facebook page. It's my name. Just message me. And if you're in the Atlanta area, or you don't have to be in Atlanta, I'll give you some information how I'm connecting the men of Sandtown from one community to the next community, and helping small business and entrepreneur to bring information to the community. And those are things that I'm doing, and I'm open to share any of my ideals or anything that you want to share with me. I can share also with my community and my influence in Atlanta. So just reach out to me on my Facebook page. My first name, James, last name, Stiggers, and I'll accept it. And just send me a message and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Thank you there, Brother James. Brother Don, Doc.
All right. I don't know if y'all can see that. Don,
271-5883.
yes.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. Text me your information and everything. And I'd like to invite all of you to our monthly men's ministry that we have. Now, being that this is November and next month is December, we usually go on the 4th Saturday, but we're going to go on the 3rd Saturday for November and 3rd Saturday in December because of the holiday schedule. And it's 9:30 to 10:30, 1 hour, just like how we did tonight. And I'd just like to invite you guys to that. And we talk, it's not women bashing. We're talking about men issues. And Brother Bill, I'm a deacon also, so I understand what you're saying. Yes. And it's about those issues that are closely related to men. And we need to have that discussion among ourselves. It's just a discussion.
Amen.
And I would like to say, Reggie, thank you so much for having this forum tonight and having us a chance and opportunity to meet each other and to discuss these things. And Brother Eric, I really like that. Yes, we do need to get back to the mark. It's needed. Because it is sadly missing in the school, in our churches, in our homes, and in society. It's missing.
Thank you, Brother Doc.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Brother Eric.
Wow. Well, I'm Eric Gordon. Like I said, I'm with Dad's on Duty, and I do filming movies. That's my thing. I've been doing for the past 30 years. Plus, I can be reached at elawmorton@gmail.com. That's elawmorton@gmail.com. And I just want to say thank you all for your service out there, everybody online tonight. And thank you all for just being powerful people that understand and can appreciate what being leaders are and being examples to people in our community, because it's much needed. And I'm going to support any of you that need me on board. Let me know how I can help you all in your journey and what you're doing. And I want to say to Brother Don and Brother Bill Buck especially, that you all are walking as examples. You're doing what we got to do as Christ. And me, Drummer, and James are following you all by being examples. So you've got your spiritual brothers there that will support you spiritually as well. You're not alone, Bill. Don't think you are. It's
No,
just,
sir, you're not.
You're not.
That's what's expected of us as men. That's our first thing that we have to do. You don't need permission to lead. It was given to you by God. Read the scripture yourself. Don't let nobody tell you you can't lead. That was put on us as by God himself. That's our job, to be leaders first to our family and stuff. And you all have been great examples of that. So continue to lead.
Amen.
Thank you, brothers. Reginal Drummer, the peopleologist. Thank all you brothers for coming on board, and all the brothers that try to get in and serve the country in some way. Make sure that tomorrow you go to Golden Corral somewhere here in America between 4:30 really, and 9 o'clock, and get you a meal. Golden Corral takes care of the veterans. There's a lot of places you already missed. But when we look at veterans, men that serve in the military, it's part of a system. And we say system stands for saving yourself time, energy, and material. And what that means, over the course of a lifetime, most people that have been molded somewhere in the military, even though we see a lot of military vets on the streets and highways and byways. But a lot of times when you look at a lot of the areas where there's some form of leadership, that man or that woman have been in the military. They have served, they learned, and they know how to organize and usually direct people in a positive motion. And I encourage people to like, share, and subscribe over here at Square Mile Media Atlanta. Also go over to the Facebook page and like and share and square with us over there. And check out the book, Find Them, Focus, Follow Up, and Finish. You know what we say over here? The secret of walking on water It's just knowing where the rocks are, baby. So with that being said, I'll see you next week. Let's make it a safe day. And God bless America. God bless you and everybody else. Let's make it a great day. Support your local